listening to us. Good morning, the Fourth Estate. We have a press brief in which we are giving a statement on the alleged shooting of Honorable Kyagulanyi Robert. Yesterday, an incident took place in Bulindo, Chira Division, Wakiso District, during which Honorable Kyagulanyi sustained injuries in a confrontation with the Uganda police. We are informed that Honorable Kyagulanyi was invited by a lawyer, Mr. George Musisi, to a Thanksgiving ceremony in the same area, Bulindo, where he participated in the celebration, and that celebration ended peacefully. After departure, police on the scene reported that Honorable Kyagulanyi and his team exited their vehicles and initiated a procession to Bulindo town. However, that police advised against that action. That despite the warning, he insisted on proceeding and blocking the road, leading to police intervention to stop the procession. During the ensuing altercation, it appears he sustained injuries. Like I communicated yesterday, the information we got from the officers at that material time was that they saw him stumble while getting into his vehicle. On the other hand, his team and himself and a number of people said that he was shot. Now, what for us we are insisting on this is that until we carry out an investigation, we are a professional body, we cannot jump into any conclusion. We can only conclude on the basis of a professional finding. That is the most fundamental issue. We don't want to get into the arguments of injury by bullet, by this, by a stumble. We want an opportunity for an investigation to prove it, which must be medical and which must go through professional investigators. That is the bottom line. Now, what we need to add that there are social media videos circulating showing or where he appears stumbling and apparent tear gas near his car. All those we must. It would be strange for police to watch a video footage on a social media platform and draw a conclusion. We have not descended to such levels. No. Now, additionally, of course, we piqued interest because we are very cognizant of such incidents and the manner in which they can portray the police in a bad name. So we have taken specific interest in getting a number of footages in relation to that occurrence. Of course, one of the observations we've made is that from our footages, there are elements of altercation between police and Kyagulanyi group. There are elements of throwing stones, much as there are footages of police responding and dispersing crowds. So, but like I've said, let's keep calm. let's give an opportunity to an investigation to establish what exactly happened. But our position has never changed. We condemn actions of political actors that entail the disruption of traffic, stoning of police officers, and other acts of hooliganism. That one we shall remain condemning them. In the course of stone throwing, 3 police officers were also injured, something I've verified with the regional police commander. Now that is also very unfortunate, and we condemn that kind of occurrence. We also had a windscreen, actually a windscreen of a police car. If I'm not mistaken, actually there might have been 2 cars that were damaged. Now all that could have been avoided. So like we have said, an investigation will be launched to clarify the circumstances surrounding the incident. Demonstrators and rioters are not seen as enemies of the police, but as momentary opponents. However, some of their actions can escalate tensions and potentially lead to violent confrontations. The underlying issues contributing to such incidents include hooliganism and communication breakdown. We've had incidents where communication between political actors and the police have been cordial, and it's not by coincidence that those incidents, those interactions have been very cordial. Now, whenever there is a breakdown in communication, whenever there are tendencies of belligerence, violence, certainly the outcomes are not good. Now, what happens is that whatever you are seeing that has brought us today becomes a secondary effect, but the primary issues. So we need to categorize between what is primary and what is secondary. We need to solve the primary issues, the root causes of these problems. So that is the big message you want to bring to your attention. There are a number of videos. Our ICT can run through them. They depict, they reflect situations that generate to why we are here. So can you play? Yes, we can begin with the, you can begin first. The bullying, where the bullying. Expand. Yes, it can be put, you can extend it closer. So this is an incident. We shall share the footages. You can see. Incidents of stone throwing. Now, nobody captures that. That is what precisely nobody wants to talk about. They want police to keep quiet and swallow the accusations. Now, we are saying no. No amount of blackmail will allow us and push us into a corner to ignore incidents and tendencies. Is that all? Let's play this. This is another incident in Chenjojo, Fort Poto, and Bundibujo. I think let me stand here aside. Now, the way traffic regulations are violated has become an issue of concern and discomfort to the Uganda police. People sit on rooftops, people drive recklessly, and they control traffic, something which is a preserve of Uganda police force. They have virtually pushed us to a corner where they want to take over traffic police. Now that we cannot tolerate. We can't. Sitting on rooftops, we've held several meetings, I think around 2 or 3 of recent, with the Director of Operations and the leadership of NUP, where we agree on a number of arrangements which can guide this kind of processions, this kind of movements. I think we need to play a video. Just 1 second. So you can see the level and extent of disruption of traffic. Now, the Nile Bridge. The Nile Bridge is a bridge that has restrictions to motorcycles. You look at the way traffic is disrupted. Now, all this can be solved through an engagement and planning. I want you to look at this footage. Somebody comes and even removes police barriers. Now, that level of impunity is what we are being told we should learn to live with. You will see a footage. Somebody comes and virtually removes a police barrier. In other words, he assumes the power of the state. It's about, and I think it is at that stage. You see, somebody removes the barrier. What do you want us to do, surely? Surely, what do you want us to do with those kind of human beings? So, as long as there is going to be orchestrated hooliganism, there is certainly going to be a situation. It is not good. We condemn it, and we implore persons engaged in this kind of behavior to restrain themselves, to rethink. It takes two to tango. You need a non-violent force. You need a force which respects the rights of citizens. You really need to engage in a behavior that does not provoke. So I don't know which other one we need to play. Yeah. This is the yesterday incident. Now, in situations of this kind, anything is possible. Because police officers are firing projectiles, people are throwing stones. Now, it would be imprudent of us to start drawing conclusions. I saw agitated twips. Nothing. We cannot make conclusions because we need to understand what happened. But we have shown you that in the preliminary picture shows that there was a breakdown of order. There are more videos. Let me see. These so-called foot soldiers manage traffic. Who ordained them that power, nobody knows. What we only wake up to as police is to find people who have assumed our responsibilities. And we are compelled not to talk about them, unless we are accused of all sorts of things. So, why am I showing you these videos? These videos are a depiction of a breakdown in communication, a breakdown in a relationship, which now culminates into situations which are undesirable. How can this be solved? We need to sit and all have stake in public order. Is there any, just in case? I think this is a similar one I've shown you. Similar. Okay, I think we can have those. Isn't this the one? Is that the one? Yes. Even excessive use of force or unnecessary application of force by our personnel. No. We are professionals who are very, 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 very cognizant and sensitive to those standards. But we have refused to keep quiet in incidents and situations where people want to cover up for their wrong actions and the blackmail of Uganda police. So we shall have an investigation. We don't want to draw conclusions on what exactly happened, because we may say one thing and another emerges. But let's give an opportunity for an investigation to take course. I thank you. I thank you very much. I do Luganda first. I think for Uganda I will just remember what I said. So, Joe wabaddewo embeera Bulindo mu Kira division. Omwami Kyagulanyi yabadde ava mu maka ga lawyer omu we bayita George Musisi. Era omukolo gwabadde ewa omwami Musisi gwawedde bulungi. Obuzibu we bwajjidde bwe bavudde mu maka group ya Kyagulanyi ne Kyagulanyi bayingidde batandise procession bwe negenda paka mu Bulindo mu town. Kati police negezaako okubaziiza oba okugezaako okubalemesa okugenda mu procession eyo. Wakati awo we wabeereddewo obuzibu, nti of course waliwo videos nyingi eziraga nti Kyagulanyi alagibwa nga ali kumpi n'emmotoka ye, ne wabaawo nga ekikakika ate n'alabika nga n'okugwa wansi. Ffe nga police tuli kitongole kiri professional. Ffe abakulira omulimu ogw'okunoonyereza tetuyinza kuvaayo ne tutandika kugamba ggwanga nti kino kye kyabaddewo. Tulina okufuna amazima agamu galina n'okuva mu basawo. Bwe bali abadde esasi tuba twetaaga tutegeere mundu ki, bwe bali abadde kanisita ya tiyagaasi tutegeere kanisita ki, bweba waliwo obuzibu obulala obwabaddewo nabwo tubutegeere. So ne tugamba nti ekyabaddewo kyonna tujja kunoonyereza. Ensonga endala gye twagala okwogerako is that tulina okwemulugumya nga poliisi ku ba politicians, especially ba politicians abe mulabye be tubadde tubalaga ku lutimbe wano. Ekintu ekikwatagana n'obutagoberera mateeka, butagoberera biragiro byaffe, butakwatagana naffe mu kulaba nti tutambuza wamu ebintu ebikwatagana n'okuyita mu nguudo, okukozesa enguudo za omuli abantu n'emirimu egiba gitambuzibwa, nti kireetawo obuzibu. Ate eneeyisa eyo mu kaseera kangi ebadde ereetawo akakuubagano wakati wa poliisi ne ba politicians abo. Kati ekizibu bwe tutandika okwesika n'okulwana, ebivaamu usually tebiba birungi. Osanga kati nga kati Mwami Kyagulanyi yafunye obuvune, abapoliisi 3 bafunye obuvune, emmotoka za poliisi 2 bazikubye. Now si bwe twali yagadde ebintu bitambule, kye tusaba kyokka kiri kimu: kukwatagana bulungi, kuteekawo mbeera nga buli muntu agoberera kyalina okugoberera. Wano twali tufunyeeko meetings, ndooza wemberedde wano nga PRO, ndooza enfunda nga 2 nga NUP emitinga Uganda Police, nga tugezaako okulaga ki ekyetaagisa okulaba nti ensonga tuzitambuza bulungi. So nze message yange eri nti 1, tuvumirira eneeyisa eno gye mulabye ku lutimbe. Ekyokubiri, buli wabeerawo embeera ng'eno usually wavaamu n'obuzibu nga bwe mulaba, because poliisi ewalirizibwa okukozesa amaanyi, olusi mu kukozesa amaanyi okwo wavaamu abantu abamu abafuna injuries. Kubanga injuries ziyinza okuba mu mmwe abalwana, olusi ziyinza n'okuba mu abo abali innocent abatambula n'obutambuzi. So this is the effect of a breakdown in communication. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Nkyogedde sebo. Nkyogedde. Yes, ndugu. then you. Yes, yes. Asembayo, then tumalirize. Okay. Now, ndoza kantandike naawe. No, video ekulaga just incidents of stone throwing. Bw'oba obadde ongoberera bulungi mbadde ngezaako okunnyonnyola nti buli wabaawo embeera ey'obutategeeragana, there is breakdown in relationships, ne wavaamu violence. Kati mu violence omwo mwe muva abantu okukola ki, kufuna injuries, and it can either be a police officer, it can be another member of public like Kyagulanyi. Sometimes baba ne bystanders. Eyo yo kyembadde njagala okukola ki, ze video ezo ze ziraga ne video zino okulaga nti wazze kyovola ezimu nkadde wazze wabeerawo a breakdown in the obedience to regulations ezaali etaaze okubeerawo so that ekintu kitambule bulungi, ye communication yeeyo. Now waliwo ayogedde ku nti at what point is police sorry? Waliwo point when police is not only sorry, but there is a point when even police punishes its own. That mile is there. Kati issues zino zonna zetwogerako ziba zeetaaga ne tusooka ne tunoonyereza. Just that ekizibu ekiriwo abantu abamu already bamaze ddo constitutinga kooti zaabwe ne batusentensinga. We have been sentenced, found guilty in courts where we never even appeared to defend ourselves. Now, that's unfortunate. Naye of course, nga bwe tubagambye tutegeera embeera gye mubaamu olusi. We insist abantu be tuba tukolegana nabo, they are not our enemies. Mu lwaffe olwa public order tubayita momentary opponents. Momentary opponents. Nti fe tubalaba tumanye embeera gye olusi muva mu mbeera kyovola baffe tugezaako nnyo okulaba nti tugezaako okwerestraininga naye accidents nga zino olusi zibaawo. Kati kyovola waliwo era ambuuziza nti ki ekigenda okuba ku bapoliisi abo. Let's investigate. And the investigations will require cooperation from everybody. It will not be an investigation in the blue. Okay, to call investigations. They need to trust us. They need to collaborate with us. Abasawo b'ensambya muba trustinga. Tetulina buzibu n'abasawo as long as nga tuyitira mu emitendera gye tutera okuyitamu when we are doing an investigation emanyiddwa. Engeri gye tujjamu sigenda kuddamu ate to repeat myself, ndoza kambawe statement emu nti tuleke okunoonyereza koleki tugende mu maaso. What I would like to say is that somebody asked at what point does police say we are sorry. Police has not only been remorseful on some occasions, but we have also even gone ahead and punished officers for actions which we deem transgressive, or they transgress or jump the professional line. Now, in this particular situation, we seem to have been sentenced and condemned in a court which has not given us an opportunity to defend ourselves. Two, people need to appreciate that we have mechanisms. We apply, because we are mandated to apply force in the enforcement of laws, but we also have internal mechanisms to address contradictions that arise during the event of enforcement. Now, we investigate and we take action. I think the only challenge we are having now, like I've said, we have been condemned already before defending ourselves. But for us, we shall not relent. We shall go ahead, do our work, and do it professionally. We are very sensitive to the application of force. We always want to ensure that it does not put us in a bad light. Yes, I thank you. I thank you very much. Should I repeat in Uganda? Akatambi akali ku social media akalaga nga nkogeddeko ne ngamba nti akatambi twakalabye era ne bwe tuba tugenda kola investigations obutambi ng'obwo nabwo butuyamba mu kunoonyereza. Bwe mulaba mu ripooti yange mu statement ngamba nti I acknowledge it, twalabye akatambi. Olaba akatambi nga Bobi Wine waliwo ekika ekimwetolodde n'okugwa nga agwa wansi nga waliwo n'omuntu akoze eki amusitudde. Naye kiba kizibu nnyo for an officer of my level okujja ogamba nti akatambi ke nalabidde mu ssimu eyo kanisita eyo gondi no. Era statement yange mwagirabye ya yesterday yagambye nti tuyina versions bbiri, emu egamba bweti endala egamba bweti, naye ekigenda okutwawula kunoonyereza. We were not conclusive on any allegation because we know an allegation can come out and give you totally different results. That's all. Deployment yaffe ku Nsambya hospital, yes, sometimes we anticipate there can be situations, but I have not got entirely the final briefing on, but the generic position is that that deployment is just to keep law and order and to prevent a potential breakdown of order. Yes. But I took them question. Kale. Usually bwemberedde DPC ne RPC sijjukirangako kutunulira kiwundu kya muntu nempa opinion ewa ng'emaze okutunulira ekiwundu eba ya musawo. Opinion omusawo omupoliisi atuyamba okukebera ebintu ebikwatagana ne injuries omusawo atuyamba olusi oyinza okujja ne bagamba nti omanyi ono kati nga for example abasibe abakola emisango egyesuseemu katono tubatwala waliwo police form gye tuyita PF24 ey'okukebera ki obwongo. Nze ne bwe nkulaba nga nkulabira ddala nti olabika ddala oli zolo siyinza concludinga nti oba zolo until omusawo ng'akoze that final recommendation. Emundu ne bwe mba mbadde nsula naawe mu kisenge nga emundu manyi nti yo ng'era ye yakozesebwa mu kukola ki a ballistic or a forensic input eyina okubaamu. Kyentegeeza nti a professional officer nganzi must give way for other professionals in those specialties to draw scientific conclusions. Mwebalinda. Kale. Last, sure. We are going to investigate. You take it from us. It happened last evening. I told you an investigation is a concerted effort. It involves the victim, it involves witnesses, it also involves police. Yes. Kambebaze okujja kuba twabayise on short notice naye mwevuddemu gye mubadde n'emirimu gyammwe yonna mujja mwebale nnyo. I don't take that lightly. Thank you very much.